It is a squirrel fest. It's a typical Mustang, you know, looks for a crowd to crash into.
Yeah, yeah. Well guys, I just belted myself into a Mustang Mach 1 and this could be it. I might not make it out. You've seen the videos of them crashing. I don't even know where reverse is at. I think that's reverse. So we're in the 2004 Mustang Mach 1 in competition orange. It's a clear coat. It has the shaker hood up front. It has the 17-inch alloys, and they're called the Heritage Edition wheels. Beautiful tires on it. I don't think these are the OEM tires. But do you remember this car? I mean, this is from when I was little. And I just remember seeing this. I grew up in a small town, and when I saw a Mach 1, I had no idea what the hell that meant. But I just knew that it was a performance edition of a Mustang, that it looked really cool, and now I'm driving one. First thing you notice, so I'm not a muscle car guy, and really, to be honest, I'm more a Camaro guy than I am Mustang, if I were to be one or the other. And oh man, this thing kind of wiggles back and forth. This is a blast from the past. But when I first saw this car when I was just a kid, I always thought it was the coolest thing. I knew it was special. I didn't know what was special about it. And here I am driving one. And so they only made, in 2004, they only made 1,039 of this competition orange color. It wasn't the most rare color. Oxford white was the most rare color, and I think they only made 697 in Oxford white. Nice firm brake pedal. And the technology, I mean, obviously it's older technology, but the steering wheel loose. And I'm kind of sitting, like my head's pretty much on the ceiling again. I'm only 6 feet tall. And the interesting thing that the owner pointed out to me is the electronics for the seat, it's 6-way adjustable, are in the front of the seat because there's not really enough room on the left side. I can't even get my fingers and my hand down on the left side of the seat. But you're just looking over this massive hood. The seats are comfortable. They're not really bolstered, but they're soft enough to where you sit down and you're fairly planted. It's a 4.6 liter 4-valve V8, 305 horsepower, 320 foot-pounds of torque, and it's a nice little package. But from the start, from first gear, it's not like a peppy engine at all. It seems like you really need to get this up in the revs to enjoy it. So interested to see how that turns out. The clutch it's pretty heavy. Hear that old blinking? All right, let's get a little here. It's got some movement. It really likes to rev. It's up in the higher RPMs is where this thing wants to be driven at. That's where it's in its happy place. Above 4,000. Just kind of getting used to this gearbox. Overall, though, the interior on this specific model that I'm driving is so clean. He's even doing a couple more things. The wheels are in nice shape, as you can see here, but he's going to get them, I guess, finished back to perfection, and then fix like the door area over here back to standard. I guess it's peeling a little bit there, but it's such a clean car. Even the paint. on the outside is really clean. The 4-valve in the Mach 1 was not the same as the Cobra. The Mach 1 motor has the cams from the Triton 5.4 for the extra torque. And a lot of people think that it just has it's the same motor. There's some slight differences that I found in doing my research. So the MSRP on this car, the sticker, he still had the sticker and everything, was $29,900. And in today's money, that's like around $38,000 with inflation. So you think like, oh, that's 29 grand for the Mach 1? Well, yeah, but that's how many years ago. So let's see. All right, let's run it out a little bit. Holy, this thing's all over the place. I don't think Louis Hamilton could keep this thing straight, keep this thing planted in a straight line. It pulls though. You really do. You have to run it out. So I'm just like putzing around expecting it to be like jumpy like newer cars are today. And it's just not like that. But wow, that is fun. The whole front end lifts up on it, and the sound of that natural induction, the natural aspiration, just is amazing. And then you can see the shaker on the hood rocking back and forth. It's really cool. It's amazing, like, you know, this era of car. There's no screens, there's no digital display, there's nothing. It's analog, and that's not that long ago. I mean, this is a 13-year-old car. And to show where we're at today, where Bluetooth is not even a question. You get that on the most basic car out there, you get Bluetooth. Whereas that technology really wasn't around back then, or was expensive. The steering wheel still has a nice feel to it. See, it's like right here, it's no power. You have to, and then you get into the power. These do have Brembo brakes on them. There's 13s in the front. You know, they're not labeled like they are today with the Brembo logo, but it does have Brembo brakes, and the brake pedal's nice and firm. I really like that. Getting the clutch a lot better now. It would be work driving this thing though every day. Shifting through the gears, this shifter is nice. This little ball here has a nice feel to it. Notch has a very old school feel, like just notches back and forth. I do like the car, but this definitely isn't my type of car, I'll tell you that. I like the compact, I like turbo engines, and I like 4 cylinders, and this is twice a 4-cylinder. If you took 2 of my engines and put them together, it's still not as big as this engine with the displacement. So this is a totally new experience for me, but that's what I need to be doing more of if I want to be a better reviewer, because I'm constantly reviewing cars or just reviewing my car constantly, and to have an appreciation for what other people like too, because, you know, we're all going to have different tastes in our cars, and I'm enjoying learning about, you know, different styles, and learning about the Mustang. I think, first of all, if I make it out of this alive, that is a feat in itself. Seeing some of those videos, those are some of the most entertaining videos on YouTube, is just watching Mustangs pull out. 5th gear is interesting. So it's only a 5-speed, like I said, and I think it's an overdrive. It just kind of shuts down, or maybe I shouldn't be in 5th right now. When you downshift, you feel the car shake. I mean, it like kind of moves all over. Car weighs 3,469 pounds. I thought it would be a lighter car than that. I thought it would maybe be around 3,200 pounds. You know, it's rear-wheel drive, but the engine, I guess, is pretty big. I just thought it would be lighter for some reason, just because there's less technology, less safety than there are nowadays. The sound system here, I think it was an addition in the package, like an additional cost. It has the Mach, what does it say? Mach audio system. It's kind of a cool little addition. So there's 2 up here, and then there's 2 in the back. but it's a cool engine. And I was looking, and these are only worth, I think, about 10 to 15,000. I'm sure if you had maybe a really low mileage one, you could get a little bit more, but holy hell. Oh my goodness, you have to concentrate, so I'm so scared driving this thing because all the videos I've seen online are going through my head. So let's be realistic here. It's not that bad. It wobbles a little bit. My car's a lot more planted than this. If you did some suspension work on it and really wanted to make it stable, you could. You just have to focus, and it's not that bad. But let's get on it again and see what that power band is like. 4,000, 4,500. Oh man, is that beautiful. You know what? This is a fun car to drive. And if you want to break the tires loose every once in a while and have fun, and you don't have a ton of money to spend, you can get these. I'm sure you can get these. And it would be a fun car for that. And people are still going to respect it. I mean, when I see one of these, I'm still like, oh, cool, Mach 1. And that's what you want to do in your performance cars normally. But it's a fun car to drive. It really makes you focus, on what's ahead of you. It's a challenge to drive because there is the potential you break the tires loose, you slide. It would make you a better driver if you can handle this thing all out on a back road. You're partially insane, but you're probably going to be a much better driver than just driving one of the cars today, which have all these electronic assists and everything to keep you in line. This doesn't. I mean, it does have things like ABS and stability control, but I don't think it has stability control, but it has ABS. And it's exciting to have the have the potential of an accident or something like that. So it's almost stalled it. There we go. So the interior of the car, again, this model, very clean, comfortable. You could actually sit someone in the back. Getting used to the clutch. Clutch is heavy. It says power rack and pinion steering. And one thing that I was really surprised about to see was that it had remote keyless entry. For that time, it's pretty surprising. 17 miles per gallon city, 26 highway, has a 6 CD changer, and that came with a 145A Mach 1 package. And basically, because of the strong response to the 2003 Mustang Mach 1, Ford committed to another year of selling the Mach 1 production, and they made about 7,000 of about 7,000 of these, or maybe 7,500. Several different colors. Like I said, Oxford White is the most rare of all of these. This one being the competition orange. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you watching. Like I said in the video, the Mustang and really muscle cars in general are not something that I really ever aspire to own or even have an understanding or great appreciation for. But after driving this, I came to terms a little bit more with why everyone is so obsessed with these. This is not something that I would ever buy, but it's nice to be able to get an understanding of what other people like in these types of cars. For me, I'm sport compact. I like small turbo 4-cylinder engines. This engine, like I said, is twice the size of my engine, but it's a fun car, and if you're able to drive this well on back roads and things like that, you will be a good driver. So really appreciate having the opportunity to drive this car. You got it all cleaned up and everything, and it was a fun car to drive. I hope you all enjoy the review, and we will see you soon.